Good evening, Hope Nation, FitLatinas, um, Sisters for Faith and Fitness, and all of the teams that are sprouting within our family. We're excited to deliver one great training, a training that I'm really looking forward to. I always love to see our leaders shine and grow and just pour out. Speaking of this past weekend, I got to see two of our leaders shine and grow and just pour out into a crowd of coaches. And I've mentioned this before, but I did feel like that proud parent moment, seeing them just sharing their stories confidently and become empowered and letting their light shine. And that's one of my favorite parts about coaching, is seeing the growth and seeing each other's growth, and become empowered and equipped to empower others to share their story and shine their light. Today we are going to watch one of our coaches shine her light, and I'm going to have the honor of introducing her in a bit. But before we do, I'm a little bit, I'm going to grab this notebook. Okay, so before we do, I'm just going to go over a few. And I'm sorry if I'm triggering your vertigo here because I'm swinging. We are going to go through a few announcements, right? Just a little housekeeping, and then we're going to deliver the good part of our training tonight. So the very first thing I want to give some recognition where recognition is due. Now, one of the, let's say the habit, the business building habit that continues to pump blood into your business, continue to pump breath into your business, is what we call Success Club. So the very first thing I'm going to do is recognize those coaches that are on the board. Now, these coaches have reached Success Club 2, Success Club 3, Success Club 4. And we want you to remember that with Success Club, there are lives attached to that number, right? There are lives attached to that number. And reaching Success Club is a reflection of how many people we are setting up for success, right? So we have Miss Anne Marie, we have Shell, we have Lily Ida, we have Sarah, we have Samantha, we have Miss Yvette, and then of course, and we have myself on the board as well. So congratulations to all those coaches who are on the board. I know that you are putting yourself out there and you are working hard to help people reach their goals. Now, secondary, this month we do have the top promo, the top challenge packs that are still in promo this month. All the top challenge packs, which include PIO, 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme size, etc., etc. And then also the health bet is well underway, y'all. Be sure to check in with your challengers, help them win some money, y'all. They are assured a paycheck simply for logging in their Shakeology and logging in their workouts every day. So remind them, motivate them, encourage them, and do that by leading from the front. Make sure that you are doing that. I mean, you get yourself that check, coach. Get yourself that check, and make sure that your challengers get themselves that check as well. And then secondly, next week on the 22nd, we will have access to the Core de Force sneak peek, which I am so excited about this sneak peek. I'm really looking forward to this program. I know a lot of you are excited about this program as well. So you will get to have a sneak peek of the program on the 22nd. And you know what? I'm sure you can kind of get some creative juices flowing and use this sneak peek as a way to share an experience with other people. Invite them to check out this sneak peek as well. And then lastly, okay, that covers the company announcements and Success Club. A special announcement that I want to make. Now, Ray and we are currently in Austin. Something about being in Austin really just ignites our creative juices. And so we came over here specifically to revamp our Getting Started Right training and our new coach training, our NCT. And so let me tell you, this is the best training. I know we say that every single time, and it's supposed to be that way, right? You're supposed to continue, evolve, and get better and grow. And so this is the best training we have today, and we're excited to put it into your hands and to put it into the hands of the new coaches that are joining our team. So get excited. More news coming up. All right, that's it for me. And now it is with great honor and pleasure to hand the mic over to Miss Shell Morales. Now, Shell has been, I know this is a topic that is near and dear to her heart. And I just love the topic that she chose. I think she said, "What up?" And she is going to explain as to what that even means and why she's being so hood, right? So, Michelle, we're excited to dive in and listen to your training tonight. Take it away, ma'am.
Hey everybody. So what up? Yes, that is me. That is who I am. That's how I talk to my friends. And part of the reason that I chose that as my title is because I wanted to try to help relieve some of the nerves that I was having when I was talking to new clients, when I was making those cold calls, when I would meet people that I didn't really know, when I was getting responses from posts and things like that. I know at the summit, we got a lot of tips and a lot of suggestions on how to, make those posts count by reaching out to people that responded to those posts, whether we knew them or not, even if it was just to say, "Hey, thank you for liking my post," and starting that conversation. Who we are is what comes across, and being authentic is one of the things that we talk about a lot on our team. A lot of you guys know me. A lot of you guys have been in close quarters with me, so you know how silly I can be. How serious I can be. A lot of the different sides to me. And so, even though you do know those things about me, I still get nervous, and that's just who I am. Even having that conversation with you, having this conversation with you guys, and presenting this information, because I want it to be a value. I want it to be something that helps you grow, and it isn't something that it's just kind of repeating over and over. And so one of the things that I want to share with you guys who don't know me, because I see numbers on here that I'm not really familiar with, so I probably don't know who you are, and maybe I do and you're just incognito, so if I do, sorry. But I do want to share my story real quick with you. And before Beachbody, I actually started with Beachbody almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in October. So when before Beachbody, I was having a lot of trouble with my health. It was to the point that I was getting ready to be probably kind of on the edge of being hospitalized, and starting to have some effects of my unhealthy lifestyle. And so I was feeling depressed, I was feeling defeated, I was feeling sorry for myself. And, I just felt like I had reached the point that I had given up on everything. I didn't want to do anything anymore because it just wasn't worth it. And I was like, I'm just going to survive and live my life, and just, nothing extraordinary. I wasn't willing to take risks. I wasn't willing to do anything important because it wasn't worth it to me. And so I was introduced to Beachbody through a Facebook post. Actually, it was a cold, it was like one of those like cold calls, so to speak. I saw a post from Steph on FitLatinas through another friend who had liked her page. So it was very removed. But I saw it and it called to me. I had been praying about it. And for me, that was God's answer to my, with a solution to my health problems. And so that's how I got connected with Beachbody, was through FitLatinas. I outreached to Steph. I took a chance. I stepped outside my comfort zone. And I, was able to get connected to this amazing company, this amazing family, now that I have my extended family through Hope Nation and FitLatinas. And I'm starting to work on my own business. So as I said, 3 years I've been in Beachbody. Now I'm 40 pounds lighter. My health has been improved greatly. I no longer have high blood pressure. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. I still have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that's, something I'll probably have for the rest of my life. But I'm losing weight where I wasn't losing weight before. I had already tried a lot of programs and they weren't working for me. And in fact, people have said that I look a lot younger than I actually am. They don't believe that when I tell them that I'm 41, they don't believe I'm 41. They're like, "It's not possible." And I say, "Yes, it is, and I am." And so that's, another one of the amazing things that's happened from improving my health, my diet, my exercise, and drinking Shakeology. It's made a huge difference. So, the other thing is that I'm feeling more confident. My self-esteem has improved, not only because I'm losing weight and because I feel better, but because my mindset has changed through this process. I've been able to grow, not just, in my physical appearance, but also in my mental and my spiritual growth, because of the support that I've received through this process. It's changed in all kinds of different ways. And so, now I'm doing all the things that I wanted to do. I'm traveling, I'm, wearing bathing suits I wouldn't have worn before, and I still have goals that I have to meet, but I'm working towards them, and I'm continuing to do my exercises and eat right and do all of those things that I know are going to help me continue to meet those goals. So now you know my story in a nutshell. And I hope that, it kind of conveys to you just kind of a little bit about what I've been through. Obviously, we all have our stories, and I hope that you've, taken some time to kind of put that together. I wanted to point out, Steph was talking about the NCT, and I have all my papers all mixed up here on my desk, but I have it here. That's how I put together my what we call our 30-second story, and to be able to share that with people, when we have those people that like those Transformation Tuesday pictures, who comment on our meal plans, who comment on this and that. My biggest obstacle with this process has been, how do I start that conversation when I don't know this person? How do I make it sound like I'm being natural and not robotic, or not like I have a whole script, because that's kind of who I am too. I want to know exactly how I should say it. But when, I think one of the trainings we talked about, they said, do it like you're talking to your friend. Have that conversation like it's a good friend of yours. And I thought, well, how would I do that? What makes me me? What makes me authentic? And so, when I talk to my friends, when I haven't talked to them in a while and whatever, I'm like, what up? How are you doing? What's going on? That's my approach to them. And it's just silly. It's just a silly way of getting a smile from somebody. And I like to do that. So I try to be who I am. And sometimes I have to reel it in, because it can be a little crazy, and I don't want to scare people away. But trying to be authentically me, being caring, make sure they know that comes across, by knowing what I stand for and knowing who I am. And, that's another thing that is in the NCT workbook and training that I, really appreciated was, they talk about finding your market, your group, your people, who are the people that you're going to attract. And if you know who you are, and if you know what kind of things you enjoy, and areas that you're strong in, those are the people you're going to attract. That's your market. So, all of those things really tie together. So I just wanted to kind of make sure that, to stress how important it is to, if you haven't gone through this NCT training, guys, take a look at it. Go through it real quickly first if you only have a few minutes. But really take some time to sit down and work through it, because, it really helped me put everything together, and it really helped everything to gel in my mind on how to have that conversation. So, my worry was always that my authentic self wasn't good enough. I was worried that if I showed people who I really was, it would frighten them away. And it wasn't because I'm scary, but I have a strong personality. When you get to know me, I can be a little overwhelming, and I know that. But I also, I also feel like, that's been part of my growth, is to be able to be strong and be confident and want to convey that and share that and help other people reach that place of confidence and feeling good about themselves. And so I do bring the wine. That's right. And so, I want them to know that. And part of it too is, for me, because I'm a counselor by profession, I am afraid that's what they're going to hear. And I don't want them to hear that. I want them to just hear me being genuine and sincere. And so one of the things that I really had to do was think about who is a good friend that I feel really completely natural with. And so, you know, we all have different sets of friends. I have friends from church. I have friends from school. I have friends from my jobs. You know, they're all different makeup, right? They're all different sets of people. And I love them all, but they all have different things in common in those groups of friends. So, you know, who do I attract? Where are my groups of friends? So it's not just all one person, but the one person that I feel closest to, that I feel a natural, just kind of, I never am afraid. I'm never nervous when I talk to her about things. I'm always excited about sharing news or information with her. And I thought, you know, when I talk to her, you know, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, what up, you know, or what up, fool, or what up, yo, like that's taking it a little far, right, for somebody that you're just meeting. But, you know, you can say, hey, how's it going? Hey, how are you doing? Hey, lady, how, you know, what's up? And so, you know, just kind of adding that natural part of who you are into that, so that it's not so formal. And so sometimes I'll tell her, one of the things that I noticed and I realized about my conversations with her is that when we're having a serious conversation about something important, what I notice is that I slow down and I really just kind of am like, you know, let's really focus our listening, our thoughts, our conversation on what's happening now. And I noticed that when I am listening to something she's telling me, I ask those open-ended questions. And that's part of how I describe it, because as a counselor, that's what resonates with me. And so, you know, I'm not sure everybody's familiar with that term, but open-ended questions basically are questions that require a little bit more than just yes or no. So, you know, ask something like, you know, so tell me about the reason that you decided to, you know, look at this post that I had. What really called your attention to my post today? You know, what's the reason that you're really interested in losing weight or getting healthy or whatever? You know, instead of saying, so you're interested in getting healthy? Yeah. Okay, so, you know, and then you have to kind of scramble to try to get more questions in. So in having those conversations, again, I realized that I was just very curious about, you know, just curious about whatever she was telling me. And also just feeling very like, I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just going to be me. And, you know, if that's attractive, if that's something that holds their interest, then okay. And if it's not, then that's okay too. Because we've all had that conversation where the people that we want to work with are the people that truly do care about us, as, you know, for who we are. And so, you know, again, are you formal when you talk to your good friends? Is that something that, you know, hey, how are you doing today? How is the weather? How is, you know, is it formal and just small talk? Or are you really getting into those deep conversations? Like, you know, girl, how's it going? How are you doing? What's going on for you today? You know, you look really tired. Steph told me today, you look really tired. I'm like, dude, I am really tired, you know? And so, you know, just having that observation, noticing those things about them, not always just, you know, it's not always just listening, but it's watching and seeing. And, you know, if you have that interaction with them, or even on Facebook, if you see a post and just showing concern, hey, I just wanted to check in. I noticed that your daughter was in the hospital last week. How is she doing? You know, are you doing okay? You know, that sort of thing, where, you know, be genuine. Obviously, you know, if you don't care, don't ask about it. But, you know, if it's something that you are like, you know, I wonder how her kid's doing, or I'm wondering how her husband's doing, you know, then ask that question, because really that's where your authentic self comes in. You know, I am big on focusing on other people. I have a hard time focusing on myself. So, you know, when I do for myself, that's a big deal. So that's how I am authentic, where you know, I'm focusing on other people. And so, you know, being at ease is not always, you know, it's not always going to come right away. But the one thing that I want to just suggest is, you know, not putting on a mask for people, because eventually it's going to come off. At some point, they're going to see the real you. And then, you know, really Are they going to hang around? Really, was it going to be worth all the effort and energy that you put into them? Because in the end, they're going to end up leaving. They're going to end up, going to someone else or doing something else because it's not really, you're not really being you. You're not taking your time. Take your time with people. When you build a friendship, you don't just start like, and get it all out in the open. I mean, you don't do that. You take your time, you space it out, you get to know them a little bit at a time. And so, that's again, that's the other thing, about, trying to talk to them as a friend, not putting on some, air about, oh, I'm super professional, or, well, let's get started by, doing things like that, where again, you put on airs, you put on fronts, you put on masks. So, again, the person that I focused on was really, I consider her my best friend, to the point that we had, we've been through thick and thin together. And, we had even had this huge argument, blowout. I was like, we're done. This friendship's over. And I thought I would never see her again. Right. So part of all of that comes together is just being able to say that, when you have those conversations with people, you want to make sure that they're, that they're people that really you feel connected to. It's not just about the sales. And that's part of why I made the title the way I did, because I hate being a salesperson. I hate talking to people and feeling like I'm, trying to sell them something in the moment, when really what I want to do is help them. Like, I genuinely want to help them because I can see it in their eyes, or I can see it on their face that they're so desperate for the help that that's all I want to do. But, in having that conversation, I had to pull back and say, okay, I have to talk to them like I'm a friend, and not like I'm trying to sell this challenge pack, or like I'm trying to just give them all the information in front, because that's what they're going to think. They're going to think I'm trying to sell them something. So I started, thinking about, okay, well, if I talk to my best friend, when I told her about what I was doing, I was like, dude, oh my God. So I started this new exercise program. It's freaking awesome. It's really hard. And I have to drink these shakes, but they're so good. Like, and I get to have chocolate every day. Dude, who gets to have chocolate every day? My coach is amazing. Yeah. And the support group that I have, the people in my challenge group. What's a challenge group? Okay, so the challenge group, this is what we do, and so that's how that conversation went. And I thought, if you just start kind of talking to them about how you got started, the conversation will naturally flow in that direction. But if you start by kind of trying to hammer questions into them, asking them all this stuff, instead of just saying, hey, so, tell me a little bit more about, you and what you want to do and what your goals are. Let's talk about that. Tell me a little bit more about you, that sort of thing, where it just kind of, you find those things that you guys have in common. And then, like the wine, like the, like the, whatever those things are, that it's like, girl, oh my God, there's the best red wine that I, whatever. You know what? In my 21-day fix, I can drink wine. We can drink wine. Girl, we could drink wine on this, on this meal plan. And so, that's how it becomes natural and authentic. Yeah. So, those are the things that I figured out, and it took me some time. Like, it wasn't quick. It wasn't something where I was like, oh, I got this, and I'm a counselor. I feel like I should have gotten that flow a lot faster, but I just didn't really understand that it truly is about picking getting your tribe. Like Steph said, your vibe is your tribe, attract your tribe. Those are the people that are going to come along with you for that ride and are going to stick around, because, they can see the energy, because they can see the dedication, because they can see the authenticity and the commitment and the genuineness that you're showing in your conversations, in your presentations, in your, workouts, in the things that you post, all of those things. My sister actually was the one who pointed out that I wasn't being authentic. Monica, she said, I read her one of the posts I was putting together, and she was like, dude, that does not sound like you at all. And I was like, uh, because I was trying to be very professional and make it sound very like Steph tells me, you made me sit up and straighten my back, like very classy, and all this thing. And that's what I was trying to do. And I'm like, what am I doing? Those are not even the people that I'm trying to attract here. And so I had to go back and rethink it and say, okay, how would I say this? Like just in natural conversation, how would I say this? And this is probably stuff that a lot of you guys, some of you guys that are already kind of, pulling in your people have gotten, but it was really tough for me to make that crossover and to make that connection about just being who you are and how to convey that. The other part is talking about the products and how to talk about those in a way that's natural. So, again, having that conversation about, I get to have a chocolate shake every day. Chocolate for breakfast. Who gets to eat chocolate for breakfast? Nobody. Yeah. Nobody but the people that are on our, in our program. And it's healthy for you. It's not going to cause you to gain weight. It's not going to cause your diabetes to be affected, all of these different things. And so, so that's kind of what the connection that I made, was that, you just have to kind of sit back, take a deep breath and just say, you know what, I'm just going to be me. And if they like it, great. And if they don't like it, that's okay too, because the people that are intended to be for me as a coach, for me as a friend, for me as a support network, those are the people that God will pull to me because of the energy that I'm putting out into the world. There's, it doesn't matter how hard you work. If they're not intended for you, they're not going to be attracted to you. They're not going to come to you. And so that's pretty much it. It wasn't a lot. It didn't require a lot of thought. It just took some time for me to really put it together. And so, the one thing that I wanted to also mention was, sometimes it's hard to ask those questions. And so again, as a counselor, the thing that I draw from is being a counselor, because those are the experiences that I find have really built how I think about things. But there's a couple of YouTube videos that I saw that really helped me also solidify just kind of talking to you guys today. One was on motivational interviewing, and it's sort of a counseling technique, but it's a basics. It's just kind of like to help you understand like how to evoke this information and get people connected. And then also one on changing your behavior change. And so I thought, well, that would be awesome. That's something that I think might benefit people, just to kind of think about when you're having those conversations, what people might need to hear and how to kind of direct that for them. So I'm going to share those probably in the chat, just so that you guys can have them and take a look at them, just as an opportunity for growth and, to expand your mind a little bit about having those conversations. So that's it.
Amazing. Keep going. Keep talking. No, I'm done. No, Shell, thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. I mean, there's so many things that I just grasped, right? Like grasp this, and that's what I kept hearing in my mind as you were talking. And number one is just being authentic, being your authentic self, genuinely. And we've said it again. We will continue to say it, that one of the most powerful things that you get from coaching is be allowing yourself to step into a more empowered self, right? You continue, when you invest in those 4 vital behaviors, you push play every day, you drink Shakeology every day, and you integrate personal development daily, you will learn how to accept yourself and learn how to, with the people that are naysayers, I don't connect with them anyways. And you know what? That's perfectly fine, because you can either be led by the critics, or you can be led by the people that you are meant to inspire and to help and to connect with. And I love how you ended that, Shell, you know, in regards to there are people out there that you are meant to help, that you are meant to bless. And the more authentic and transparent and genuine that you are, then the more you will permit and open the door for those people that you are meant to help. Now, as you were speaking, there is a book that came to mind, and it is called The Have It All Woman. And I thought of this quote that I'd like to share with you all. And I want you to remember, at the core, in how to begin to step into a more empowered self and embrace who you are and be you 100% authentically. I want you to remind you this, and I'll read this quote. It says, if you want to have total unconditional acceptance with others, you must first and foremost have it all with yourself. Could you accept yourself unconditionally? Could you let go of the negative self-talk that goes something like this? I will be happy when I lose 30 pounds, or, you know, I will be happy when I can fit into those jeans. I will love myself when I have more money, or I'm going to put myself out there when I'm more fit and I look more like a product of the product. To be completely accepting means to love yourself now and honor the fact that you are on a journey. And my goodness, I couldn't think of a better quote that really resonates with us as coaches. We start to really, you know, we ask ourselves, well, what if they think I'm crazy? What if they start judging us? You know what? It begins by saying, this is me. I am on a journey. I accept me. And the more that you accept yourself and put yourself out there, the more you give permission for others to do the same. Shell, thank you so much for that powerful, powerful training. Coaches, I know that, I mean, I got a lot of it. I got a lot from it. To continue just being you. You know, I mean, if I shared a post today, it's like, tienes el nopal en la frente, you know, and for some people, they're like, no, but hey, that's me, you know, accept it, all right? Accept it. And so I hope that each and every one of you knows just how incredibly awesome you truly are. See yourself, know who you are, and know whose you are. You are amazing, and you are here for a specific purpose. Continue to step into that more empowered self, mentally, physically, spiritually, and continue being you. Thank you for hopping on. I'm going to take, and of course we can't leave before we take a team picture. And I'm trying to figure this out. I did something. Oh, there we go. All right. So now that sorry, Anne-Marie. Now that Anne-Marie has her shirt on the right way. She was so in a hurry to get on the team call. Okay, so we will take a picture if you can take your camera on, and we'll take a picture in 3, 2, and cheese. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Rest up, and see you on Facebook, y'all. Keep pushing play. Drink your Shakeology. Love y'all. Have a good night.